Hello, Ryan.
Thank you for coming and joining us.
Good to see you again here on the Auto Show. It's not the first time, but I can recall our last or your last booth here.
Yeah, thank you so much. Today we are very pleased to introduce our new products development and also the new technology.
Right.
Yeah, here we have our lightweight solutions and also the functional module, and also later on will be very cool IME technology, which is called IMO electronics.
Right.
And today, actually, you as a very senior expert in this field, actually, I have a few questions would like to ask your opinion.
Of course. Yes.
Thank you. So, first of all, lightweight is so important to the OEMs, especially for the EVs.
Right.
Why today the EV is so much focused on developing the lightweights? Could
Yes.
you maybe share your opinion about that?
Yes. Well, lightweight as such has always been a dominant aspect in the whole automotive industry since the beginning, even with the combustion engines. But now going to NEVs, weight saving is of course an issue. It is because everybody wants to increase the range of the cars. So you can do this by reducing the weight, or you can increase the efficiency of your e-drive system. So they're working on both ends to be successful, and in this sense, lightweight is still a very dominant aspect in how to build car structures.
I see. So that means increasing the range is one of the motivation for them.
Of course, and it's also about driving performance for car makers, because you need to balance out the front and the rear axle in a perfect way to get 50-50 on both ends. So I would say these both aspects are driving the weight saving as such.
Yeah, as you know, one of our key products of the lightweight solution is the cross carbon.
Yes.
Especially the direction we are working on is plastic molded, sometimes with hybrid, maybe hybrid with integrated with the metal insert. So
Right.
this plastic molded CCB is one of our key products.
Yes.
So what do you think about the OEMs? What would be the most motivated parts for them to equip the CCB, plastic CCB, onto their cars?
Yes. The aspect of the CCB has always a connection to the functional crashworthiness of the body structure. So if there is an OEM who want to pass all the safety crash tests in the world, because he is expecting to not just stay in China, going into other world markets, he has interest to have side impact crashworthiness of the car structure. So in this sense, he need to find a solution which is giving him all the functional integration which is coming with a plastic cross car beam, which is perfect, matching all the connection points you need for big monitor screens, but at the same time you also need to have the crashworthiness, which is not coming alone by the plastic. So in this sense you might need some inserts. Another aspect is always NVH, noise, vibration, harshness, where on the driver's side there is a typical requirement to be above 50 Hertz. So to fulfill this 50 Hertz requirement, you also need to operate with inlays to get more stiffness, more robustness on the driver's side. So it is not the same on the passenger and the driver's side. So therefore, plastic CCB have the design freedom to have high functional integration, which is perfect. And at the same time, the OEM might save, of course, costs by not sourcing separate small tiny brackets. He can all integrate that in your solution, which you are offering to the market. So in this sense, the NEV industry or any other driveline solution will go for multi-material, hybrid, lightweight, plastic dominant cross-car beams in the future.
I see. So I would say the main motivation for the car maker to equip this plastic CCB will be the weight reduction, the weight.
Absolutely.
And secondly, the functional integrations.
Yes.
And number three, maybe in the total cost can be also get some savings.
If it is calculated in the right way, there is definitely a saving. So this means this decision process must be done by top decision makers in a car industry. It cannot be asked, design department, because they have different interests. All the small, tiny brackets are designed maybe in a different department. So in this sense, the board or top decision makers of the car maker need to understand this logic to make real savings, and yes, they are there. So there's a reduction of the weight, there's functional integration, there's a high quality long-term solution to have a solution for noise, vibration, harshness, because nobody wants to have this noises after the car has been driving for 5 years. This is about the torsion stiffness, which you also need to provide, and therefore I would say there will always be a kind of an inlay, a backbone required to have this other mechanical properties coming with metals. Whether it's steel, aluminium or magnesium doesn't matter so much, but the metal function is something which should be realized by putting inlay, have multi-material approach. So
I fully agree with you. Actually, we just awarded some important program about the molding CCB from one of the leading EVs in the market. But still, most of the EV or even the traditional car makers, they have some concerns when we're promoting this technology. So from your point of view, could you share what's the main concern from the OEMs to equip this plastic CCB?
Yes. The main drawback as such has nothing to do with the fantastic solution you provide to them. It is in a broader sense that the car maker has to fix the structural stiffness in the front end. We need to see the classical cars were equipped with a combustion engine, and the whole front end, the module of the car until the firewall of the passenger cell has had a complete different role. So just by taking out the engine, there was a hollow section in the car suddenly. So I have seen here on this exhibition today, one car maker opened the hood, and they were having a discussion like we have in the front of the car sitting, because it is a hollow section. So hollow section in this sense means the car has a complete other different functional behavior. So, and in a crash, there need to be more stiffness in terms of continuously torsion. There need to be solutions for stiffness. So the car maker as such has much bigger challenges. So your solution is right. And I would say the car maker, and that's why I say the top decision makers have to make this decision, need to understand the full logic, how their structure behavior, the architecture of the body should work in their sense. So I would say after they focus on how to build long-range battery vehicles or hybrids, the next challenge they have or task is to find a solution. How should the front end, including the firewall, including the cross-car beam, should look like? And the cross-car beam in this sense will get much more contribution to the complete body architecture. So this means less be connected with a dashboard. It need to get back to help the car functioning as a kind of safety structure.
I see.
So in this sense, 100% plastic is a drawback because of the material aspects where ductility is missing. So I would think there's always a kind of material aspect coming. So I would say the future goes multi-material, less single component, single material solution.
So it's kind of a hybrid technology.
I would say material, hybrid, multi-material mix, whatever you name it, will be the future, because there's not one single material which can provide one fits for all, and therefore I think the success is very much connected with top decision makers' decision, and to work very early in the design phase of the car structure. If the design is finished, you can come with your solution only as an add-on, as a mounting part on a finished structure. The more your fantastic solution is discussed with a car maker, the more they will integrate that in their whole approach of how a body structure is working. So in this sense, I would say the dialogue and business development with the car makers is more important than ever before, because it's really pioneer work to get functional, good structures again, because of all the drivetrain has so much changed.
I think our people should equip themselves with a system, I would say, thinking. Yeah, it's not only the lightweight itself, the lightweight product itself,
Yes.
but they should more consider the system, how to integrate to the whole system
Yes.
of the vehicle.
Yes.
I think that this will answer the car maker's concern.
Yes.
If you're only providing, okay, I have a lightweight class, you can equip in your car and save how many kilograms. That's far way not enough.
Yes. I think they can save more weight on the body structure if they see the CCB as a contributor to the body structure itself. And interesting wise, this has been in the past like that. So I have been working with cross-car beams more than 25 years.
Wow.
In fact, so the first cross-car beams were part of the body structure. They were not part of the interior. They were not mounted to the dashboard. The dashboard was mounted in the complete body structure at the end, and the cross-car beam was already there. So over time, let's say the last 15, 20 years, it became part of the dashboard. So this means the CCB was mounted together with the dashboard. The whole dashboard was put in the car after the body structure has been finished. I would say the next future trend goes backwards again. Because of what I said, the whole drive line is changing, and the whole re-evaluation of the whole body architecture needs that. So this means the people who design the body structure and its behavior can also play in a way with the cross-car beam again. And therefore I think they have a chance to reduce the weight even further, because if the body architects don't see the cross-car beam as their product, they will say, oh, somebody else is responsible for the interior, we are not responsible for the dashboard. And they will create a stiff structure without thinking of the dashboard. So when they already get involved in the discussion and in the dialogue, they say, oh, I can, this cross member which I integrate, I maybe only need half of it. So because the other function is done by the smart cross car beam multi-material mix, which again is like a bridge between the architecture of the structure and the interior. And I would say this is then, in this sense, something new, because it has been different silos, and we know engineers sometimes have difficulty to cross-fertilize. So this is where business people need to come in and say, you need to build a bridge, and you can share half. So instead of building two walls, you just have one wall which you share.
Right.
So, and this naturally is the logic of how to save.
Right.
Beyond the saving you have as in the material, in the choice of material. I guess this answers how to do it in the way, and what could be the next trend coming. Maybe I'm wrong, because time matters.
Yeah.
So even if it is a drawback or it's a step back to that from interior into the function integration of the body structure, it maybe takes some more time. But since we know things developing fast these days, in automotive as in other industries, maybe the automotive industry is pushed to be much faster. And Chinese car makers are much more open-minded to try new things and to be cost efficient. So therefore, I would say many Western car makers would struggle to go this new path. And maybe Chinese car makers are more open-minded to say, just go for it. That's
Interesting.
what could happen, and where I would say there's a good chance it will happen.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah,
Yes.
Thank you for sharing this very unique opinion.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
some
you.
of the point
Thank
I
you.
just the first time to hear about that.
Okay, yeah, this is like, in German automotive industry, where I come from, a lot of things are evolution. So it takes 10, 15, 20 years. And I have seen how this was accelerating now with Chinese car makers coming in. And things have to be reinvented, have to be thought in a complete different way. And that's how new cars are built today. So a lot of things are revolutionary and need out-of-the-box thinking.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So actually, I have the last question for you. So as a senior expert in this field, I know you're supporting a lot of big, famous firms in the automotive world. So I would like to have your opinion, or maybe share your observation about today's very dynamic automotive world, and also the rapid changing global economic situation with a lot of uncertainties. So what would you like to share your observation about that?
Well, a lot of things going on at the moment, and the frequency things happen globally, regionally, are so fast that it's very difficult to predict anything.
Yeah,
So
very difficult to predict.
yes, in this sense, I think companies need to focus on their products, their company, their strategy, and need to keep to it. You can, strategic thinking is not something you can reinvent every year. You have a long-term strategy, 5 to 10 years. So some bigger companies even think in a much bigger scale, 20, 30 years when they build factories and where they build. So if they would change their strategy every year or half a year, or in today's speed every quarter, it can only be wrong. They would get completely confused. So I think every company should have a very robust long-term strategy and should follow to their core products. Maybe not shoot all birds, really having clear focus what products they go for, and what does the market need anywhere. What is needed in China is needed elsewhere, and vice versa. So when we speak about electronics combined in modern cars, yes, it is much more needed today than it was ever in the past. So the traditional classical cars have a few buttons and a steering wheel, and everything, the haptics is very simple. And I think in today's world, a lot of things, entertainment comes into play. all the apps, all the apps you have on the phone, you want to have in the car. So a lot of more functionality will be integrated. The driver.
IME.
That's where we are now,
Yeah.
and that's where we are. And I think it's very wise of your company going in that direction, because this is what the market needs. And the people have more time to pay attention to buttons and what they want to see and what they would like to communicate with. And you cannot just do this by voice. You also need the buttons for that. If in a car there's a conversation, or at the same time you listen to something, the voice will not be recognized that clearly. So buttons are the option where people can be multitasking, having a dialogue, and at the same time pushing some buttons. So in this sense, you need we were looking at your products where there's FPC integrated, or the next level after FPC, where I know you're also intensively working on,
Right, exactly.
which I think is the right way to go.
Thank you, Dirk. Really appreciate for your time.
Thank you.
Hopefully,
You're welcome.
Talk to you soon in the next exhibition.
Oh, that would be fine.
Or maybe in my company.
I'm always happy to be here.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank
Yes.
you, Dirk. Really
Okay.
appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you. Thank you.